They said there's no doubt you'll surely lose. Go ahead and sing your tune. We didn't listen, stayed right on the truth. And now we're on the right side of the news.
Poke the Hornet's Nest with Nick and Doug. Here we are. We're your homie G's. What do you want to talk about to Doug? Oh, never mind. I know what I want to talk about.
Nick, you're the host. I'm the co, so that means I'm a little less informed than you.
Listen to this. When leftists think of American military, they think of, this is leftist, liberals, they think of crude, bloodthirsty, cold-blooded killers. Ironically enough, their chosen communist candidate for Maine's U.S. Senate seat fits the stereotype perfectly, with the last revelation about Graham Plantner also being one of the most disturbing. I got to calm down. I'm not reading worth a damn. I'm going to do a better job on this one.
Bring it back, Nick. Bring it back.
Ex-Marine. This is Graham Plantner.
Yes.
What we've already learned about Graham, the former Marine who handily won the Democrat primary, is that he has a Nazi tattoo on his chest. Thinks women who are raped deserve it. Made crude homophobic comments. Calls ordinary American racists stupid. Americans racist and stupid. Admires Hamas attacks on Israel. Called the police bastards, thinks it's fine to pee on corpses, masturbates at the smell of porta potties, and refers to Jesus as a zombie and the Virgin Mary as a skank. That's who's running for the Senate of Maine.
No, you're wrong. That's who the Democrats chose to run for. So don't say he's running. Don't forget, he actually has been put forward by the Democrats to represent their side of it. And that's the great thing, Nick. You and I were having this conversation before we came in here today about, we're stopping with Poke the Hornet's Nest on the radio at the end of the month, and we'll be doing this. But that is exactly what I was talking about, is the demoralizing part that is the idiocy that is liberalism and stupidity. Is they are so absolutely abject stupid that they put people like that and then they lecture us about things that are not even in the same universe, and they are okay with that. That's the soundbite. They can say that, we're going to have this guy, but then when you go to underneath the scab, you find a terminal cancer, and that's exactly what that guy is. So it's just crazy that's the best they could put forward.
So anyway, Doug just announced that May 31st will be the last episode of Poke the Hornet's Nest on KQMS 105.7. What we're going to do is our podcast every Wednesday morning. And I have talked to Leslie, and I talked to Nigel. He sets up our podcast and everything. And he's going to try and make it more user-friendly to where you can just punch a few buttons and get it on your phone, I hope. And if you are tuned in to Sunday mornings, that's your time to listen to talk. At 10 o'clock, when Kevin's done with his show, he's going to go 2 hours now. You can tune in and listen to us. And it'll be basically the same show, only you can see us. You can see our happy faces here on Poke the Hornet's Nest. Like I was telling Doug, I do so much complaining, I almost changed the name to Piss and Moan.
Well, Nick, I've always said you have a face for radio, and now people are going to see that. So, unfortunately, they get to see who we look like now. So, probably autograph seekers are going to be all over us. That anonymity was really nice, on the radio. But now people are going to see us, and it's going to change our life, Nick. We're not going to be able to go out in public.
Well, my speakers have just turned off, but I can hear you just fine. I'll fool around with this. Anyway, there's, how Aaron Reisner has claimed that she's the fiscal responsible one, yet the city of Reading's underwater.
Yeah.
My speakers just came back on.
Yeah.
So yesterday, it was let out, and Shasta Scout, which is a propaganda rag, they found out that Health and Human Services for Shasta County is underwater. To the tune, I think they were claiming $4.2 million. But Matt Plummer, who I consider the communist on the Shasta County Board of Supervisors, he after the meeting, talking to Shasta Scout, he claims it's 8.2 or some damn thing like that. And Christy Coleman did a presentation about their deficit. Mm-hmm. And, of course, all the liberals jump on Kevin. Kevin's the one that claimed they've got a balanced budget and they're sitting really good financially. And this is all Kevin's fault. You know, let's see. I went fishing here a couple weeks ago in the Sacramento River, and I didn't get a bite, and it was Kevin Cry's fault. He did it.
Yeah.
So anyway, here's what Christy Coleman had to say. Christy Coleman said the county's cost for mandated services has risen 16% over the last 4 years, while the state's reimbursement rate through what is known as realignment funding has risen 8.8% over the same period. There's a gal named Erin Watts. Cash flow remains a challenge due to reimbursement structure of many of our revenue sources, as well as revenue not keeping pace with expenses. So basically what it is all of the homeless services we provide, all of the I'm not sure Section 8 housing would be in on it because I think that's national, but all of the welfare programs we're supporting that we have to support because the state says so have increased 16%, and it has created a budget deficit, and they blame it on Kevin.
Well, first off, I'll say this about Health and Human Services. They are pieces of crap because these are the same people that take kids from moms and force transitioning through the courts. So, if they really want to save money, stop taking kids from parents. I mean, we had that discussion. We had the lady on that actually her kid is going through this, and Health and Human Services is the one that's overseeing the whole process. And so if they wouldn't do that, maybe we wouldn't have that big deficit. But it was funny, as Erin Resner at the Board of Realtors thing, talking about money and finances and how she spends money, she was blaming Kevin for the casino or for the tribe agreement that was reached recently where the county was going to get money. And she was blaming Kevin. And it was funny as it wasn't even Kevin's doing. That was all done before Kevin had any say in it. And here she is misquoting that. And Kevin was bringing money in. But according to her, it was Kevin's fault that they agreed to that thing. So Kevin has a lot of stuff to answer for.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, a lot of stuff somebody else created.
Well, and a lot of it's not even true, but that's okay. So you didn't even create it. It's just they blame him for it.
Well, Kevin's role in it was, I believe it was CEO Rickert told Kevin that if we don't do something with this agreement, like sign the agreement, the tribe's going to back out.
Yeah.
So Kevin says at the board meeting, hey, we are going to have to do something with this or back out. So he gets credit for negotiating the whole damn thing.
I know.
And it was Tim Garman and Mary Rickard had the big.
Well, I was going to say that he gets blamed for negotiating, and he didn't even have anything to do with it. He just said, where it's an either we take something or we get nothing.
That's right.
And it was the liberals' position. We should have got nothing. Because that's what we've been getting for 20 plus years. And now we're getting at least a per call reimbursement plus the upfront millions of dollars that the tribe was supposed to give.
Well, no, we're not.
Well,
a judge has put the caboose on it.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, and they're having to renegotiate or some damn thing. And of course, the libs think it's just going to bring in millions.
No. And I'll bet you money the judge is a liberal judge. It might be Hannah or somebody like that is my guess. Even though I will give credit to Hannah, Mr. Quid Pro Quo from Newsom. He did find for Measure B and found that Katsky and all of her actions were not up to snuff. So,
well, she's filed a new lawsuit.
Well, I know she's filed a new one.
It's being heard this morning, probably as we speak.
I know that. But I mean, it was Hannah who I would have thought would have completely supported Measure B to be defeated, was the one who put the stay on all of her stuff. So who knows? Yeah, if they're going to renegotiate with the tribe's going to sit there and go, we gave you the best we were going to give you. See you later. We're not going to reimburse you. But please, 911, we're going to call you every day.
That's right. I'll laugh if that happens, and I'll be sad too because that was some revenue we could have used.
Well,
We could have hired some more drones at HHS. You know, one of the things I'm proud of that really got me into local politics, besides catching Leonard Modi lying to me 3 times for no reason, is I caught Donnell Ewert, the head of HHS, about, 12 or 15 years ago, lying to us, flagrantly lying to us. You know, he's the one that did the turnkey deal where they put homeless in houses in the middle of a subdivision with no warning or anything, just moved them in. The county bought houses that they don't own now. Some non-government organization owns them.
Yeah, $2 million to buy houses.
But I was at a supervisor's meeting listening to him, and I always had a funny feeling because he looks like a weirdo liberal.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, he's got that look.
Yeah.
And he made the comment that San Antonio was going to build a new jail, but they decided to put all their money into homeless programs at a navigation center. And they didn't have to build a jail. As a matter of fact, they have 1,000 empty beds right now. So I don't know, 2 or 3 months later, it's raining like hell outside. I woke up about 3 in the morning, and I called up the jail in San Antonio. And I told the guy, my name's Nick Gardner. I'm calling from Redding, California. And we're told that you had such a success with your homeless programs that you've got 1,000 empty jail beds. I said, do you have 1,000 empty jail beds? He says, no. I said, do you have 500? He said, no. And I said, thank you. I did, you know, because when you talk to somebody like that, a sheriff's deputy, they don't want to get into an in-depth conversation because it goes right back to their boss.
Yeah.
And they can get in trouble by saying the wrong thing.
Yep.
But a yes or no, you know, that tells you. So I brought that to the supervisor's meeting. I said, this is what happened. This is what they told me. And I never heard anything about it. So I was at a function at the Cascade Theater, and Donnell Ewert was up on the stage. They were wanting some other money for some program. That's the first time I heard of, what was it? Alcohol, I don't know, some word for addiction they don't use. Abuse.
Yeah.
Not abuse. Dysfunction.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And Nick, you're doing a self-description on air, so, you know, just try to find some new words.
I'm trying to. I'm trying really hard. So anyway, Les Ball comes walking by, and I said, hey, Les, I want to ask you something. He said, okay. I said, I told you guys about Donnell Ewert lying to us. I said, what'd you guys do about it? Did you even discuss it? He said, no, I turned it over to Larry Lease. And that's the last we ever heard about it.
That's it.
Larry does the hiring and firing. I suspect he's one of Donnell's buddies.
Yeah.
They certainly don't want any, the good old boys didn't want any controversy about the way they've run our county into the ground. That's like asking old Hawes about that mole guy and their land bank.
Their little land bank, yes. No, they don't want the light to be shined onto that cockroach adventure and that money laundering blackmail. That would be a bad juju for Mr. Hawes and Russ Mall.
So I got to paying attention to local politics, and there's a lot of things they haven't been completely honest with us about.
You know,
and you get Kevin in there trying to clean up the mess, and boy, do they hate that. The gravy trains, it's drying up.
Yep. Well, you know, that's the thing is, you know, liberals are cockroaches. They work on the dark and everything else. And as soon as the light comes on, they try to scurry and they blame everybody. They throw bombs against everything and everybody, and they just keep walking while you're putting out fires that actually don't exist. So Kevin, in his short term that he's been there, I think has accomplished some pretty good stuff with, you know, Kellstrom, and I'll throw Corky in as this recent addition because before that they were fighting Rickards and Garmin.
And Patrick Jones, he's done a good job.
Yeah, Patrick has done a very good job. Conservatively speaking, he's done stuff that has been good for it. Patrick's just an interesting guy because he just rubs people wrong, and it's just because he says what it is. Here's the problem, and they just don't like it. They want it sugar-coated. They want it to be, you know, put in a nice package.
They want you to talk in a nice, soft voice and have a conversation. Can't we talk about this a little bit? No, you're a liar.
Yeah. Well, Nick, the difference between liberals and conservatives is we actually think, they feel. So when they go and to give one of those little speeches, well, I feel, and I feel that, and I feel, and I feel, and a conservative gets there and says, I think, and that's one of the great differences. Next time they speak, listen to how their use of words is feel. I feel that this is not correct. I feel, whereas a conservatives go, I think this is wrong because here are the facts, and we should probably do this. And so when they get people like Kevin or Patrick or those kinds in there, they want it to be sugar coated, and those guys don't necessarily sugarcoat it, in my opinion.
That's right. And Erin is running on the platform that she'll get rid of the anger and the vitriol at the supervisors' meetings.
She'll probably hold a white party.
No, she absolutely will, because 25 of the 31 speakers yesterday that ranted and raved and even used profanity are her supporters. So if she somehow wins, they won't be ranting and raving anymore, and she can say she brought peace to the meetings.
Well, it tells you right.
She might even start the meetings with that guy that sings, "You've Got a Friend."
Well, the funny thing is it just shows you, it's like we said on the show on Sunday with Joanna, look at the support. Is it coming from conservatives or is it coming from liberals? That tells you who they appeal to, who they are catering to, and who they are. And Aaron Resner and Joanna Francesca are both raging liberals. Period. That's their support base. That's the ones who scream and shout and cuss at the Board of Supervisors.
You know what they've got to do to win?
Be honest. If they were just honest.
Lie. They've got to lie to win.
Well, that's it.
Yes.
If a liberal's opening his mouth, they're lying because they're not going to tell you the truth. And the thought process behind them is pure evil. What they do to kids, what they've done to our country, what they've done to our schools, what they've done to our institutions. They've been degraded down to nothing because it's all about lying and how they feel about it, not what's actually best for you, me, or the government or the country.
Well, 2 weeks from yesterday, we're going to find out what direction our county's going to go.
Yep.
I'm very happy with the direction it has going. This isn't anything specific to Shasta County as far as being tight on the budget.
No, pretty much across the board, across the nation, every government is running at the margins right now.
That's right. And you can, I've been pounding this forever. You can blame it on unfunded pension liabilities.
Well,
absolutely, 100%. That's $25 million a year by the city, $25 million by the county that is taken out of our local hands. That's taxes we paid for services that isn't being delivered.
Yep. Because you got to make promises that you got to pay for the promises you made years ago. That comes at a current cost for future promises. And that's what we're facing right now. I mean, we're at $40 trillion in debt, and it's going up by, what the heck was it? God, it was something per minute. It's like $100 million. I don't know. It was.
Well, between the county and the city, we're only about $1 billion underwater when you get done paying off unfunded.
That's all we are?
Hey, listen, I want to get back to one thing. I want to bring up one thing. Yesterday, they had a presentation of Davis wanting to maybe put a satellite up here for doctors.
Oh.
It was brought by Plummer, and I'm sure Allen was in on it. Plummer and Allen don't like the idea of building a medical college, especially at Simpson, so they brought up another idea. And it was a decent proposal, but we're just one of about 5 places that they're considering putting one in. Chico is another one. Santa Clara is another one. Santa Cruz is another one. I'm not sure. I think maybe Yolo County. I don't remember what it is. But if we were to say, no, we're going to go with Davis, Davis could say, yeah, well, we're not going to put it up there in Redding. We're going to put it in Chico where they take better care of their homeless. They ship them to Redding.
Yeah, that's how they take better care of it.
We got better resources for them.
Well, Nick, I've got to go to the multiple listing meeting today and become educated as an agent, and then I will see you in 10 days, sir.
Well, I think I'll shut it down right now. This is what you can expect from us, 20 minutes to 45 minutes. And we're going to make it more user-friendly to get on the air. Leslie, what do you got to add to that?
That's about it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Good. Yes. And I don't use profanity, but Doug does once in a while. So I'll give you a heads up and you can put your fingers in your ears when he looks like he's going to cuss.
It's a podcast. You can do what you want.
Oh, what fun's that going to be? Okay. Peace, love, and waterbeds. I'm going to be on the air Sunday. Tune in because I am going to play some of those people that were in front of the supervisors and demonstrate to you what you can expect from Aaron Reisner's supporters, the people that support Aaron Reisner's. So, bye.